Hello and welcome to the new ExpertTalk video. My name is Andy. I'm a Senior Application Engineer at Advantech. Today I want to introduce you the MSuite, which is part of the M device. Talking about MSuite, inside of the M device, we are talking about 4 different software parts which are very useful out in the field. I briefly go through it and show you more detailed afterwards. First of all, we are talking about MKeyboard, which is a software and very highly configurable keyboard application. We are talking about MTouch. This is useful for changing the touch sensitivity out in the field by the user. For example, if you're using gloves. Then we are talking about MBlank. MBlank is for security reasons to shut down the screen during the movement of the vehicle, not to distract the operator. The last part of the MSuite is the MPair. MPair is a software which you can use to pair a Bluetooth scanner with your unit just by scanning a generated barcode. Let's get more detailed into the MKeyboard settings and the MKeyboard itself. As you can see here, you have 2 different options to choose the MKeyboard starting. During sign in, so that you have the MKeyboard started if you have to key in a user password or something else. Then after the sign in, the keyboard is switched off, or you also want to have it, as we have it here in our example now, also on the desktop with the operating screen. And if you switch off both, you don't have the keyboard started completely. The advantage of this keyboard is that it's very highly configurable. You can change the colors, you can change the sizes of the keys. As you can see right now in this picture examples, you can narrow it down until just a few keys or the full keyboard as you see it in the MSuite. You also can hide it, put it on the side. You also can put it on the upper side, lower side, if something is hidden by the keyboard like an input box. So this is a very, very useful tool and it's very configurable, more than you have on the standard keyboard which is used with the operating system. The next part of the MSuite is the MTouch. The MTouch standard is switched off. If you switch it on, you have the possibility to adjust the screen and the touch sensitivity in 3 different kinds, and this can be done by the operator during operation. First of all, you have switch on the MTouch, and to make it active, you have to do the reboot again. After adjustment in the M device, we have to do the reboot. After the reboot, the configuration buttons appear in the upper right corner. As you see, the standard is non-glove mode, and if I'm going with my standard finger and I can move anything and I can also operate the unit, if I'm going with gloves, then I don't have any chance to move anything or open this start button. If I go to thick glove mode, then you see I can also use the whole unit and can adjust everything. If I want to go back, I just tap on the touch sensitivity adjustment tool and go back to non-glove mode, and adjustment is done immediately, so gloves do not work anymore and I can operate with my normal finger. The MBlank software is used out of security reasons. The reason behind is that this driver should not be distracted by the screen during the movement of the vehicle. If the vehicle is moving, then the screen gets either dark or it shows the company or the Advantech logo. What you can see here, you have the MBlank activation or disactivation key. Then we have the sensitivity configuration. This is in the standard at 50%. If your floor is very rough and uneven, you have to reduce the sensitivity, otherwise the screen gets blanked too much. If your floor is very even and smooth, then you have to increase the sensitivity in order to get some effects. I'm going to the highest stage during the video because I want you to show the effect you can have. The next part is you can either choose the Advantech logo, or you can also use your own logo and switch on or off the logo. So during the blanking, you get either a black screen or you see the logo. The custom logo, you can just upload a JPEG. And also you can show the clock on the lower side of the screen if you switch it on. If you switch it off and you switch the logo off, you just have a very flat blank screen. Now I'll show you how it works. As you can see now, MBlank is activated, the sensitivity is on the highest level, and the option is show the logo of Advantech and show the time on the bottom line. So as you can see, if I move the system very soft, the screen blanking gets active very fast. If it goes back, then we can deactivate the logo and show time on the bottom. And then you can see you just have a blank screen. So no destruction anymore for the driver. To show you the difference between the highest and the lowest sensitivity, I adjust the lowest, activate the logo again, and then you see the normal movement does not harm the unit, but if you move harder, then the screen blanking gets active. So this is the difference between sensitivity. The last part of the MSuite is the MPair. You can see in the MPair setting to start the MPair at system startup and use the built-in wedge. I now explain a little bit deeper what this means. The MPair is supposed to connect Bluetooth scanner only by scanning a newly generated barcode. If you activate this button, then after the startup, in the middle of the screen, the system shows you a barcode. You can scan it with a scanner, and immediately the scanner will be connected to the unit over Bluetooth. The built-in wedge should be activated because the wedge is a kind of interface which transport the transmitted data from the scanner to the system and to the active application. If you deactivate the built-in wedge, the data just will be in the keyboard buffer and cannot be processed without any another software. So if you have an own application which uses an internal wedge, you can also use this. But if you just need to key in some ASCII data into an input box, you should use the built-in wedge. To activate this, we have to restart the unit. So now the unit has rebooted and started, and now you see the barcode which we use for pairing the scanner with the device. For demonstration issues, I open the notepad, then you can see what we key in with the scanner. So what you see also here on the right-hand side, it's a barcode, which is standard barcode, just numbers, which is used in every warehouse. So if I scan the barcode, you see it's not connected and I get an error message from the scanner. To connect the scanner, I scan the barcode for pairing. Now you see the icon with a green frame. And if I now scan the barcode, you can see in the notepad that the scan is transmitted to the notepad. To release the scanner again, we open the barcode for pairing and release the scanner. Then you can see it's not working again. To pair it again, you scan the MPair code. So you get the acknowledge and you see now it's working again. This is how MPair is working. Easily connect the scanner with the unit. As you can see, the MSuite, which is part of the M device, is a very useful and powerful tool which you can use outside in the field. If you have further questions, please contact the hotline. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next ExpertTalk video. Bye bye.